It's not quite complete what you just said.
Yeah, what?
You said, what'd you just say? No beginning to samsara, right?
He couldn't.
But what was the question he was asked?
If there's a beginning of the
And?
and ending.
Good. Okay. Okay.
Right, exactly.
What was his answer, by the way, that he didn't give? There is an end, but there's no beginning.
He didn't say.
That he could see.
Yeah, he said he couldn't see it.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, right.
He put something like that.
He also said something, there was one other reason that is kind of a sub-reason. What other thing was where the Jains disappointed that he wasn't giving clear answers to?
The other of the unanswered are.
Oh, when people were prophesied to become Aryas or
It had to do with,
wasn't it?
with the Dak and Jikden.
Oh.
Oh yeah, something that they can't even.
Thank you.
Yeah, is the soul and is the world eternal?
That's one of the unanswerable questions.
Yeah.
Well, they still cite it. I mean, it's you might not accept it, but they do cite it as he couldn't seem to say whether or not they were eternal. According to the Jains, it was because he didn't know. According to us, it was because it was a stupid question and they were not going to understand.
Next notch.
Oh. Tibetan for omniscience? Or what else? Yeah, Tamche Kyama. That's what it was in the text, so that's what I used. Okay, but yeah, but you're fine.
Namkin?
So thank you.
No, I'm kidding. Also, thank you.
Mr. Know-it-all. Why do the Jains think
yeah.
that plants are aware?
Yeah, why do the Jains think plants are aware?
They wither.
They grow and die.
They grow, they die.
They move
When do they grow? When do they die?
Oh,
When the
they
sun
grow when
comes
the
up.
sun comes.
Yeah, when the sun comes up, they
Oh,
bloom.
the summer and
When-
the
Summer
summer and the spring and the fall
And
and the
then when the
winter.
moon comes out,
Yeah.
they close.
Right.
And then in the spring
Flowers
and summer they
specifically.
grow, and then in the fall and winter they die.
What else? There's another one that also relates to transplanting trees near Bishop Michael's house.
Well, what?
There's another one.
With the face of it?
They always die when I plant them?
They get enough water.
Why did that first one die that they tried to lower?
Oh, he didn't
by
get enough
crane?
water, right?
No, there was a really specific
There was
problem.
a ring of bark missing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
When you remove the bark,
Yeah,
Oh.
they lose their bark. They
Yeah,
die.
Papa Shuba.
Papa shit. Oh yeah.
Oh, right.
Papa Shuba.
What was our Tibetan for sentient or aware?
Shamchai?
Oh, almost. Yeah.
What was that? Some shape?
Simchen does mean that, right?
Yeah.
But the term that they used in the text was, yeah, Semden, good, yeah. But you're right, yeah. Good. Okay. Who's Master Baba Viveka's spiritual son?
We
Oh.
don't know.
There's a big debate about that.
Yeah, that was the hardest one, but it looked like by the end of the class we had
We
decided.
thought it was Dharma Rakshita.
No, it was K.
No,
was
it's
it was somewhere I never heard of K.
I think we decided by the end of the class it was Yonagarba.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I didn't get that.
Who was Master Dignaga's spiritual son?
Master Dharma Kirti.
Okay. Who is
Master Aryadeva.
Oh, this is wrong. Actually, this should be Shantara Shita. I apologize. Shantara Shita.
Shita.
Whoops.
That makes more sense.
Okay, yeah.
Was he an Arya?
Oh, sorry.
Did you change that now?
Maybe.
I do need to say, I don't know that he was an Arya. I barely know the guy. Tibetan term for spiritual son?
Say.
Say.
Okay. What's
Say. I'll learn something.
Baba Viveka's name in Tibetan?
Lekton J.
Or-
Lekton J, please.
Or
Or? Oh, Baba.
Bahawa. Bahawa.
Exactly Tibetan.
What's his spiritual son?
I must have turned it so far.
Yonagarba's Tibetan name. We didn't really talk about it much, but
Oh, it came up though.
yeah,
Shay something?
I agree.
Not part shaped by.
Yeshinimo.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay.
What about Master Dignaga's Tibetan name?
Chok.
Yeah, Choklan.
Choklan.
And his spiritual
directional elephant.
His spiritual son.
Kirti, Chudra.
Chikijapa.
Chudra.
And then Master Shantarakshita's name in Tibetan.
Hlo Kyung? No.
Shanta, Shanti,
Shiva Soul. Shiva Soul.
Shiva.
Shiva Soul.
His spiritual son's name in Tibetan.
Come on, let's see that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Shit. Come on,
Kamala Shila. Kamala Shila's name in Tibetan is Kamala Shila.
yeah.
Padme Ngansu.
Kamala.
It exists.
Yeah.
With meaningful frequency.
No, I did teach it that way. Yeah.
All right, that's all I got.
They call him
Yeah, by the way, it's an example of Shila as the way of things rather than
morality.
morality. Yeah. The way of the lotus. Why was he called the way of the lotus?
Because
His
like a
lotus is
lotus, he
Nice
extracts
scent.
from the mud and becomes beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He went for the hard things and turned them into beauty. Morality. Okay.
You take anything else?
Is there a new text? Oh, no.
Not really. We're here, right, I think. Read this first line and remind us where we are. Oh, the...
Oh, we're in such a cool place.
Spread. Too many.
Yeah, we
You don't have to read the whole thing. You can just tell us what it is and, you know, where are we now?
Oh,
We got to a big place in his text.
did we actually? Oh, we
I think we did that line.
did we?
It's a mass shooting.
I don't think we did do that one.
Oh, look, let's do the whole line.
Yeah, I don't think we did.
Okay, go ahead.
Nipa. Oh, it's someone who's got the plane.
Yeah, Adam,
You got the plane.
just spit salad in his ear.
Nipa tak mau.
He'll be afraid to mispronounce that.
Timong tu kakpani dole kyang sung shing lu dup so ke dup shen web shen mong pe kyang she ye.
Is there a difference between meh and mumble?
Quite.
One says no scholars have refuted these guys, and one says many scholars have refuted.
Talked about a lot.
Thanks a lot. By the way, before I forget, I want to congratulate Mirosh because John Foley and his wife just donated $10,000 for starting up this temple. Cool. And they're nice people, and they're very Buddhist, and so if you need more in the future, it's not impossible. Yeah, it's a long-term relationship. Yeah. Okay, here we go.
All right, these eternalists.
Good. Tapa Maui Loop. These guys.
What? I'm sorry.
Tapa.
Really like
Cheesecake, man. You haven't
down
bought it.
here.
Those who profess
Thank
Can you
you.
just talk louder? Because it's
unchanging.
like talking
really good.
and eating. I can't hear it again. I'm sorry.
You can chew, but don't make noise. Tapa Maui Loop.
The eternalists, the eternalist systems.
Why called the Eternalist?
Because they think that souls exist and or last forever.
Yeah, they're mostly talking about me, Michael. Is, yeah, eternal and doesn't change either one. Yeah. Okay. His book is really a survey of
The belief of the soul.
what. Yeah, it's really a survey of the soul. What is the soul? And so it's more interesting to sell it that way when you give a public talk than to call it a survey of ancient, obscure schools. You know what I mean? Okay.
So now to attack them together, to refute them together.
Good. Yeah. To mold the group, he's going to shoot them all in a group rather than one by one.
I'm gonna Sumya Sando. I'm gonna quote some sutra
Good.
and well, Shing. I mean,
Like Nagarjuna.
oh, like How's the Shing working? Shing.
And
Oh, and Arjuna Garjana.
and it's alive.
What's that?
And it's alive.
And it's alive.
Just kidding.
What?
It's a tree.
Shing.
Oh, Shing.
Never mind.
All right.
I tried.
Yeah.
David stopped with a laugh.
Arjuna Garjana and the rest.
Yeah, good.
Kedrup, as in
Keishin Dupa.
Keshin Drupa.
And others.
Kepa and
Yeah.
Dupa.
Yeah.
Okay.
And other such
Siddhas
wise
and
people.
Panditas
Wise and
Siddhanta.
accomplished.
you know, if you really want to get into Kedub, it's a beautiful word because K means they studied the theory, and Drup means
Put it into practice.
they put it into practice. So they're really guys, masters
Wise and accomplished.
who understand the theory, and they. 'Cause your lama's name is that, yeah, yeah.
So,
Kedub J.
so we find you're saying lots of refutation in scripture, not just in sutra, but also from Arjuna Garjana.
Right.
Yeah.
And other great. I like to call it accomplished sages.
Accomplished
This
sages.
is cool.
Cool.
Okay, here we go. All right, now here starts
Yeah.
a kind of a strange thing, and I don't know what Chani Lama was thinking. Maybe someone said there was no proof of his ideas or something. But he starts a section now that quotes 50 quotations from scripture. 45, I think it is. Yeah, and he's just like, you don't believe that? How about this one? You don't like that one? How about this one? You didn't like this one? How about this one? You accept Chandakirti? You accept Dharmakirti? You accept Nagarjuna? You accept? And he's like, you know, and then at some point you're like, just let it go.
He's a walking ACIP candidate.
So I could have gone and looked them all up and read all the commentaries to them, and instead I had a flash of insight. I gave it all to him. Because now you guys are ready to fly that plane, you know. I can say, you go find it. You go find it. But what was my warning? Do you remember? To you.
That these are very famous quotations, and other guys quote these quotations. So give me the original as much as possible.
Yeah, that's all the instructions I
added as much
gave
as
him.
Possible. Did you like that?
Yeah, I just gave him those instructions. I said, I don't want a second-hand quotation. I want the original, okay? I don't want you to find it, Joe Schmo, 500 years later quoted it, because usually it's wrong, or it's misspelled. I want you to find the original. So those were his instructions. I think he found 48 out of 50 or something.
Wow.
Now you can give me. But I gave it to him a couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
I was like, today?
Because I was actually preparing for his class.
I didn't have time to make coffee in the break.
So busy, huh?
So, what was the other instructions I gave you?
There were a couple errors you wanted me to check in the scans. There were
What's the other instructions I gave you about the quotations?
other instruction about the person. Yeah.
For example, if they were just 2 lines.
Oh, A, you always get the page number.
Yeah.
B, 4 verses behind and 4 verses in front.
Yeah, give me the context.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so don't just cut out the 2 lines, you know. For example, this one ends in the middle of a sentence. So I can't translate it, we can't translate it if we don't know the whole verse. And oftentimes they'll just quote half the verse or a few lines, okay? So he went and got the whole verses, and in searching for something, he always captured a page number. Even if it was 20, lines above, he captured a page number so that we could make a footnote. Okay. All right, let's go.
Are we going to do a footnote fest, or are we going to do like an appendix?
Footnote
they're all
fest.
Together? Yeah.
This is footnote fest.
You know, the footnote thing, I can either teach you how to do a footnote, or you can just look at one and copy it.
I think everybody.
The format, and it kind of really frustrating for me if you don't follow the format. If I say do your own footnotes, and then everything's backwards, I'm like, do I have to teach it, or can't they just look at it? The author, there's the author, that's the author. then the title. You know what I mean? I don't feel like I should have a class about it. But if you want to, we can, and I'll tell you.
No.
You know, but just look at an old one and do the same. Just do the same thing. Yeah, you don't need me to teach you. Okay, all right, here we go.
Who's got the plane?
Yeah, who's got the plane? Nick? Wait, Sugang's not eating.
That's nice. Jedak tu pelden dawe. Dakle kiewar. Duna kiepar. Jedang kiejadang. Le dang chepo yang chik ni. Kurna de dak ni.
Okay. Dot leg or duna? Oh, who is this, by the way?
Master Chandrakirti.
Is he a Vaibhashika?
He is not a Vaibhashika.
It says Chedatu.
He says to them.
No,
I think he's
no. This is, he said in general. You can get, in general, eternalists were denied in the sutras and in the commentaries. Blanket statement. Now Chedatu.
Oh, so here's
specifically.
Yeah, you don't believe me? Okay, I'll give you some specific quotations. So this means specifically
So J-Doc is going to go for like a lot of stuff that's about to happen.
the whole 48 or whatever.
He's introduced with the words J-Doc.
Yeah, Chedatu.
Okay, J-Doc too.
You want some detail?
Okay.
Peldendawa?
Okay, Chandrakirti.
Yeah, Chandrakirti. The glorious Chandrakirti. Shrivat.
Sri Chandrakirti.
Dalek Duna? Just that piece.
Think that things are born from themselves or
I think
come
that
from
the self
themselves.
starts.
Oh,
Yeah, it starts from themselves. You can say that.
itself.
By the way, there's something we got to talk about, but we're going to do it in your class.
Okay.
Are you after him?
Sure am.
Yeah, we'll cover it in his class. Anyway, that things could come from themselves.
okay.
Kewarduna. If you accept that idea that things could come from themselves, then Kepar Chepas and Kepar Chawas must be Chikni.
Main
Triggers
Yeah.
and their objects must be the same.
What does the triggering and the thing that is triggered,
Must be the same.
okay? Or the thing that started and the thing that starts it,
Would have to be.
because since you just did a start, they'd have to be a single thing. They'd have to be the same thing. And not only that, but Le and Chepos would be the same.
karma
Karma
are
and
produced in.
those who do karma.
Yeah, and for this you kind of need a commentary because could be karma and the committers of karma,
Right.
but it could be just work and who does the work, or an action and the agent of the action. Okay, I suspect it's the latter.
Yeah, what's different?
Well, they're not talking about specifically something that when you do it you get a karmic result. They're not talking about that.
So
They're just saying in the world gasoline doesn't run cars. You know, Sledang, Chipo. There's no action getting to Rimrock, and there's no agent. I think it's that vanilla. Okay. How would you check that, by the way?
I mean, there is an auto commentary.
If this is Umalajupa,
Right.
there's an auto commentary.
Right.
So, go check it. We could do it together even.
Or maybe there's some context around the quote itself.
Well, okay, 3 steps with a quotation. To responsibly translate a quotation, make sure it's spelled right. So never ever translate a quotation without going to find the original. So that's your first step with a classical quotation. Never ever start translating. Go find the Tengyur, go find the Kangyur, go find the original, because maybe 20% of the time they're spelled wrong. And we've seen a couple of cases in your classes where they changed the meaning drastically. So don't waste your time. Go confirm the quotation first. And anyway, in our system, you're going to have to reference the quotation. You're going to have to tell the reader where it's from, okay? So
You have to find it eventually.
you might as well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sooner or later, you're going to have to find it. So you might as well find it first and don't waste your time translating it because it might be spelled wrong. Because about 20% of them are spelled wrong. Okay?
It's a little
Next thing, find out the few lines around it in the original, okay? And they'll help you translate it. But I'm sorry to say, it's very likely that you will have to
Find a commentary.
go to a commentary in the Sunbum to find out exactly what it meant. And if you don't want to do those three things, you're not being a good translator. You are not a Blue Angel translator. You're just a, I know all these words, but am I getting the real meaning? I have to go look at the commentaries, okay? All right? So this is a tremendous amount of time. Someone load you with 2 or 3 quotations, it's a lot of time. 50, I fell over and I wrote him an email and said, you're doing this.
By the way, he says, I don't know that it matters much, but he says Kipar Cha Dong Kit Che Dong.
Oh, he reverses them?
Yeah, Kipar Cha Dong Kit Che Dong.
Oh,
Comparative rather than the present tense.
Dale quiero tener que pretender. Oh, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
he reversed them. Our author reversed them. I would put in a footnote. I would translate it according to Choni Lama, and I'd say, by the way, what I like to say in a footnote like this is, according to the edition of the Tengyur available to us, because there are many editions of the Tengyur. The Serti, the Golden, there's the Beijing, there's the Tempangma, there's the Derge, there's the Nartang, there's, one other. But anyway, they may have different translation.
Do we have to say that which version we have?
I'd say like the version that I mentioned in my bibliography,
Oh, okay.
which is going to be Derge. We input the Derge. We haven't input the other ones. It's too much work. It took us 25 years to finish the Tengyur and Kangyur.
We have a little bit of the
And then-
Nartang.
There's potentially another step if you have a John and a Carol and a Maroche.
Yeah, you get them to do it.
No, you see what order it's in the Sanskrit, but that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't believe the Sanskrit exists for the Majjhimaka Avatar. It's it's the holy grail of Sanskrit scholars. There's a rumor that there's one in the Patala.
That's nice. Yeah, let us if you see one.
You gotta look for Sage's text. You gotta give him the title of your text. And I think we had a footnote about the Sanskrit for Sunja Kono.
Yeah.
Give it to him so in case he runs into it. Because if it's anywhere, it's in Nepal. Okay, done. Okay, so anyway, it's reversed. Any other changes? I don't know.
No.
Now, unfortunately, this quotation ends in the middle of a sentence. Okay. If you believe that things are born from themselves, then it necessarily the case that what causes the birth and what is born from it are the same thing.
Right.
Are one and the same, chigni, one and the same. And all actions and all agents of actions are the same. Okay.
It's basically.
And
He says Jeff.
and if that were the case, then those ... Okay, so for me to translate half a verse and not feel guilty about maybe messing it up, I'll just struggle through the rest of the verse. So I'll go find the rest of the verse. Dedagni chigni mayembe kewa kelamba chamin. So in just for your own peace of mind, that you got the Dedagni correct. Let's translate from chigni. Let's translate from Dedagni. Here's the rest of the verse. Read.
Yeah, if this was the case.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. Chigni Mayin. Then. Oh.
By the way, I'm going to help you.
Okay.
It goes across the lines.
Okay.
It goes across the lines.
Okay, so if it...
Dedak ni,
okay.
that, what, two dedak nis. By the way, this is from Sanskrit, and if it says dog, it's the
Dualized.
dual. It's two.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
it's two.
Right.
Okay, so
There's
what's the two here?
those two sets. Karma and
Agent
the
and the
agents of
action.
Agent in action and
the
The thing that is made and the object.
yeah, thing born and thing that gave it birth. Okay, Dedan ni, Chig ni, Mayin,
They're not one and the same.
and therefore, since they're not the same, Mayin be.
We can't accept.
Dakle kera keleng bar chawa Mayin.
We cannot accept that things are one.
Yeah, it's not something we should accept. So chawa, as a down here, chawa min, cha min means future tense, is not to be accepted. Is not something we should accept. Not to be accepted, right? Okay. Kelang ba, future tense. Okay, unusual. You will more often see the distinction in the tenses if it's a translation from Sanskrit. Because the Sanskrit has tenses. It never doesn't have tenses. So it's more likely to, you can predict what it really means. Okay? It would have been wrong to accept that. Future tense, not something to be accepted. Okay? So now you can responsibly translate one out of the 45.
Okay, well, we didn't, but we,
No?
did we confidently decide what we don't know about Leitan Jepapo?
Yeah, now I could look for it with you right now, or I could do it when I edit. I don't know.
Just take a quick look.
Okay. Now, if we're going to look this up in a commentary, give me some. What's the first principle?
Look for something.
It should be in the Tengu.
Look for some specific words that are unique.
Really.
Don't look for and. Okay? So look for some specific words. You can rely heavily on proximity searches. Okay? Boolean proximity searches. Okay.
Yeah, theoretically.
Yeah.
but-
Yeah, as of today, you can say but not. So you should thank Ted Lemon when you see him today. He just did a great improvement to the search program. You can say but not. So you can say I want this word near this word, but I don't want it near this word. Yeah. So, which is gonna be, I have to learn to use it. It's probably really good. Okay.
Without the side, I tested it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Good. So that's the first principle. Secondly, you can shorten your work. You can reduce the work. You can reduce the possible hits by restricting your search field, okay? And to tell you the truth, I will rarely go to the Tengyur first. I'll go to the Sumbul. So Tibetan Buddhism is unique in the world, I think, because every century that went by, it got more clear. Okay? It's more clear now than it was 100 years ago. It's more clear 100 years ago than it was 100 years before. The commentarial process is precise and correct, and you can relax, you can believe it. And I'll tell you something else that I don't say very often. I weeded out any commentary that to me was questionable. It's not in the database. Okay? You cannot screw up in our database. And I, in my opinion, we should have a core database and a secondary database. Core database means totally trustable authors, Jetson Kappa, Caleb J, Gelter J, and on through the tradition. You can have other traditions, put them in a separate database that you can link to when you want to, and then you're going to have to decide whether or what they said is correct or not. But the books I've allowed in the database so far, you can trust them. If they say something, it's correct, okay? And I'm just about done with that. There's not a lot of other books that I would put in there, okay? So, then, you know, you want to see what some guy thought, you know, who criticized Tsongkhapa, and you can go to the secondary database, but do not mix the two databases. You know, even in the name of forget democracy with this database. No, because they're wrong. They're just wrong, and then you will make a mistake. You you'll translate something wrong because you found it in the database. You see what I mean? So just know that what do you call it? No, and then some scholars are very irritated at me, and I say, I don't care. I'm not interested in what that guy thought. It'll lead me the wrong way, okay? That's all. We have a tight tradition. We're lucky. Those first 10,000 books we input are tight. They all say the same thing. One thing people used to tell me all the time, oh, Geshe, I want to hear the Dalai Lama. He says exactly the same thing you say. I'm like, no, because it's a tight tradition. It really is a tight tradition. It's a coherent tradition. Okay? Anyway. All right. Okay, how would I go about this? So I would restrict it to the Umma Tengyur section. First of all, commentaries on... I try to hit it in Tsongkhapa. So...
In the case of Chandrakirti, isn't this sometimes even more understandable than using like for us? I mean,
No.
Just not really.
Chonin Lama.
No, I was thinking Chandrakirti.
No, not more easy. Not more clear.
You have said that Chandrakirti's auto commentary was conspicuously clear as opposed to other Indian.
Yeah, but still, why struggle through it? Just go to Gombaratsa.
Right, yeah.
Duh, Okay, so if it were me, I would do Chepo, which is not very common, because normally it's Chepapo. So I'd do Chepo.
It's Chepapo in our quotation. So
Say again?
we got it as Chepapo in our. That's how it appears in Madhyamaka Gata.
Uh-oh, that's a problem.
Do both?
Yeah, let's do both. And I would say Chigni, by the way, what did I just do?
You gave an option
Proximity.
in a proximity search.
No. What did I just do?
Jitni.
Within 3
You
lines.
spelled it.
I spelled it wrong.
So that you don't, in case somebody else put the wrong prefix.
Yeah. Okay, you gotta learn that. If you're looking for Michael Roach, look for ICH.
Yeah.
From McRotchkey.
I see.
Okay, you gotta learn that. Okay, sometimes chick doesn't have a cowl. Like in combination, subju so chick, 31,
Yeah.
or kechik or kechikma. So leave it off, and you'll get more hits. Okay, so here we go. 3 lines is good. 3 lines is pretty good. Now I want to define my search area. And I'm just getting good at this. I used to avoid this. I used to search the whole database because it takes 10 seconds. So what do I care? But if I think I might hit a lot of hits that aren't relevant, I will, because I used to think, since it only takes 30 seconds to search 1 million pages, why should I spend 2 minutes to set up the search to save 10 seconds? You see what I mean? So search the whole goddamn database. Who cares? It's gonna do it in 10 seconds, 30 seconds. I will save 10 seconds by limiting the field, but it will take me a minute to do it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well,
But in this case, since there isn't a weird word there, like pearl, a mother of pearl, nyachi, yeah, since there's no weird word there, my problem with this search is going to be too many hits. So, okay, let me go. You say add.
I'm not finding anything
in the whole
with
symbol.
the same,
Uh-oh.
except for the text we've got in front of us.
That's depressing. Okay, now I'm in. Okay, then open.
Text.
That's not it.
No, this is serious problem.
This is it, actually. Who's talking? No, I'm building. Okay, let's see how he defined it, okay? So, right? Isn't this it? Shanyang Yute. Daleki or Duna? If you accept the idea that things could be born from themselves. Kepa Chawa. the thing which is born. And then he defines it, Debu,
Okay.
you know, the kid,
Okay.
the result. And the Kepa Chepa, which is the Gyu.
Okay.
So it's a nice commentary.
Okay.
Cause and result.
Uh-huh.
Chepa Gyu Dan Kashi Chawile. And the work they do.
Okay, good.
And the person who does it.
Okay.
Yang Chigni Dugyur. They would have to be one.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
They Dagni Chigmayambina. And then he goes on to the rest. This is the Dedak in your text.
Uh-huh.
Okay, in the root text. Dedak ni Chigmayam, but because they're not one, Dale Kewa Kelamba Chawa Mayan, and he reads it across the lines for us.
Yeah, right.
He goes across the lines for us. He confirms that we're supposed to read it across the lines. Okay, so we're comfortable?
Yeah, quite.
Did he resolve that it was karma or not? Not really.
Well,
I mean, it's a little better.
well, you said
It looks like work.
person in the work they do, right? Or the actions they
Yeah,
take.
yeah. Yeah, I don't think he's limiting it to Naminki Debu and Naminki Gyu.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So it's sort of more Nagarjunian.
Okay.
Nagarjuna was a master at using the world's language and not, making more complicated.
Right.
What do you say about farmers? Yeah, what farmers say, I say. It's like Gandhi. Like, I accept what the farmers. So this quotation is easy. Is that a Mayangat?
Yeah, probably.
What's a
He's got
Mayangat?
47 more that aren't necessarily going to be so easy.
Yeah. She Soktang, etc. Okay? He doesn't give the rest of the quotation. Then he says, single sentence. Please read.
They're like a baron.
Mosham Putar Gewa Dang Del Chiu.
What's that mean?
Because things that start
Mosham.
are like a son of a baron.
Oh, yeah, son of a barren woman. Mosham Gipu.
Mosham Gipu. Uh-huh. Dar Gewa.
Kewadan, tell. No, this is not tell.
Sorry.
Separate from.
Yeah,
separate.
opposite meaning.
Yeah.
Mispronounce it, you change the meaning 180 degrees.
Yeah.
Then you hit the other plane and
Separation and stuff.
things get nasty.
Kill it down.
Oh yeah, since they are devoid of birth, in the same way that a barren child,
A baron.
in the way that the child of a barren woman would be. Got it?
Yep.
Devoid of birth.
Okay.
Since they are devoid of birth, in the same way that a child of a barren woman is devoid of birth. Never was born. It means never was born.
Doesn't exist.
Okay? The child of a woman who cannot have a baby. Okay? That's how much things start. I got it? Now we can go to the, he found it, okay?
Same book.
There's no text.
This is misspelled. Oops.
Oh yeah, of course.
There is no self that could be that way.
That could be what way?
He didn't say.
Great.
This also would not be something that would be appropriate to be the object that you believe to be yourself.
What's this?
Dini Kunzukduyan Dumindu. We don't accept that even in a conventional way. And he's talking about your text today.
We're going to get there.
We don't accept something starting from something else. Probably it's from itself. And we don't accept it even in a conventional way.
Yeah.
Do we accept birth from other in a conventional way?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. 3 of the 4 choices in the Mushi Kengo Kirikpa, which is also called Dorje Sekme Tensei. The diamond-like sliver of diamond reasoning is based on the Nagarjuna's opening lines. Things don't come from themselves. They don't come from something else. They don't come from both. They don't come from me. And the only one that's even possible is
They come from themselves.
that they come from something else. You mind only.
You crazy mind.
Okay, so I think he's talking about.
You don't believe in karma.
I think he's talking about birth from others. Okay, Dini konzo tangi indumindu. We don't even accept this nominally, conventionally.
Or from self, you mean.
I would say self.
Yeah.
Okay, but if it was me and my reputation was on the line, I would go look it up in some commentary. You want to?
Seems, well,
Now this one's easier because we got some easy parts here.
Uh-huh.
We got some unique parts. What's the two I'm thinking about?
Yeah, Kewajang Drell.
No, don't give me a lot of words. Don't give me a lot of words. Every time you add a syllable, you lower the chances that you will find it.
Mosham.
Mosham.
Yeah, go for the shortest thing you can go. Mosham,
Or Dangdra.
mosham, and tell,
Yeah, sure.
which is relatively rare compared to. Nice. That beard just gets in the way. Mosham. Okay, so mosham. Near tell. A space gel. Okay?
Uh-huh. Because
Oh, that's right.
Okay. Where are we searching? Who wrote it?
well,
Same guy,
right.
same section. Go to the same section. It's, by the way, your search, as you know by now, your search program remembers your last search. It retains the same search field as you just got out of. So luckily it's the same one. We don't have to do anything. Here we go. This doesn't have an explanation, okay? I'm skipping it. And that doesn't have one. This doesn't have one. Oh, here we go. Okay. Nipa de Gakpala. So when you see Nipa, it's a good place to start reading. Okay? And especially if it's close to what you're working on. Okay, so Nipa de, we're gonna refuse something. Detaba dakti ranshiki ma dupadang. That kind of self cannot exist by nature. Chikta Lengegi make you to Ranshigi Madrupadang. What the inborn? Jikta, okay, Sugang's text, view of destruction, what it takes as an object for it to not exist by nature. Okay, Ranshigi Madrupadang. Tiny to young, Zesu Madrupadang. So this is very cool. You have the answer to your question. Tanye do Zesu
Not
Madru.
even conventionally established as something that's substantial.
Yeah,
Not even
yeah.
conventionally existing.
Even in a conventional sense, it's not substantial. That's what it means here. And
Like in a song.
therefore, it's like the son of a barren woman. Okay. If you use these, the reason and the example, the Mosham Kipu, okay, Deni Latene, Dark Rangshinki Dupa Kekpa, you deny that the self could exist by nature. Mase, not only that,
You exhaust.
Mase, Deda Ki, Keche Sawapodon, Deduk, Nam Kyang Rangshinki Dupa Kekte. Then you also, by denying the dark could exist by nature, you're also saying something about different kinds of darks, for example, who are eating dinner, okay,
Happiness and suffering.
who are and the experiences of happiness and suffering are also don't exist by nature, meaning the objects of their actions and the particular parts of the day, the transitions they go through. If the whole Ben doesn't exist by nature, then the Ben that eats breakfast doesn't exist by nature, okay? And the breakfast doesn't either, okay? So if you cancel Ben as a self-existent entity, you cancel things he relates to, Okay? That's all. Who is that? Kitty Dimmadang.
So-
Good author.
So,
Let's go see another one.
all right.
Now, I don't want his second opinion in his own book. I want to hear a fresh opinion.
Okay.
So go to the next
Next file.
file.
Next file. Okay, new author. I want a new author. Jangya Shepa. Mo shampoo ta keran do it deda give it dani you mention. He's more Western. He'll say the quotation, then he'll explain it. Okay. So sour means in the root text, Mo shampoo talks about deta give it dani you mention. Shesimichu kepte takte chechen da kakyan tachenika. Mega ime takin meche shigabeche. Oh, that doesn't help at all. Yeah, forget that one. Go to another guy.
Doing ship.
Kelte sumen zimani gelsingdan. That's not our quotation. Who is this? I think it's the same one. It's the same one. I don't know why it's in here twice. Let's skip him. Now we're on Kaka Ngaon. Shawan Rashinki to promotion get put on Sumber Tembo.
Oh, isn't that the text we just had?
Yes.
Yeah, and I kind of like this explanation, okay? He says, Shenwang Rashinki do, no? The natural existence of things that are caused is like a barren woman. Okay?
Natural
Interesting.
existence of things that are caused.
Shenwang, is that ever
For
used?
causation to ever be for causation to ever exist naturally, it's like a woman, a barren woman who has a kid. Okay? Dang tsung means equal to. Tsung bar tembo dambo. Okay? You want another one?
Is Shenwang sometimes used outside the context of mind only?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
You sounded so confident at
I
first.
know.
and then your confidence wavered.
Well, I wanted to make sure. Confidence
Yeah,
is
now he makes it into a syllogism. Okay? And this, who's this? Oh, it's Kalka. Okay. Mudek chen nam ki depe dak deni. Consider the self as it is believed in by,
Non-Buddhists.
yeah,
The guys with the stools bound
river stool guys.
down by her.
Mudek chengi. Dedaki jitar tapade. The self they make up, tapa, means they imagine exists. Here spelled with the name one. Tapade. Tapate, kirpate, dendaba yupamayente. It doesn't exist ultimately because kewan until it cannot start. Why? Because it make. So he glosses kewan until for you. It can't start. Never started. Okay? Perna. Then he gives the four classical parts of his syllogism. Dada dada chuchen. Chuchen.
The subject,
Dupje chu.
the assertion,
The quality you're trying to prove about the subject. Tak.
a reason,
A reason why that quality pertains to that subject. And then,
classical,
yeah, tumpe namdak. Tumpe namdak. A fourth part of a syllogism. An example that everybody can accept. And his example, perna, mosham gipu.
Barren woman's baby.
Yeah, okay. Deda shen ki tape dak dini dendabang. Yeah, then, so according to him, this is all talking about dak as imputed, dak, B-T-A-G-S, by the non-Buddhists. Okay. This is Kalka.
Okay.
Is it enough? I think so. It's enough to translate this line.
Okay.
They are devoid of starting. They are devoid of birth in the same way that
Child.
a woman who can't have a child. We don't say barren woman so much in modern English. I haven't heard a woman called barren,
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be
you know, red barren.
That's the same spelling.
I know, I'm just kidding. What I'm saying is, you know, scholars put barren woman here But I would say a woman who cannot have a baby, or
Cannot or has not?
cannot have. That's the point.
Yeah, right.
She's sterile. She cannot have a baby. Something happened. She got an illness or something. She can't have a baby. Okay.
No,
You could.
All those words.
she could have become infertile.
Anyway, let's do one more so we don't say we just did 2 lines. Okay.
When did she start not being able to have a baby? Same thing.
Let's do this one. Go. Please try not to talk so much in the class. 'Cause it's hard to.
It's not in English, dude.
Namche Yang. Okay, now first thing we're going to do, somebody keep their computer there. Or somebody find it below. I don't want to get off it. Oh, here it is.
Yeah, it's not very far this time. That's good.
It's different though, right? Yeah, it's different. Quite different.
Wow. Okay, anyway, you want to comment on any differences
Sure, yeah, let's see.
from what you found? This is from Pramanavartika
Yeah.
of Dharmakirti. Dharmakirti.
Let's see. Tsaso tse na langchen kya. Munse ma tong yudo she. Deke tong chen chuk le shen. Yeah, PHYU.
G?
Yeah.
Yeah, is it?
This is, yeah.
PHYG?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right, with the sa suffix.
So, oh, okay, here.
In here, yeah. Ngotsar chepa su chutso.
BRTS? BRTZ?
Oh, the J.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes a little sense. I'll put this, okay.
Gyuni len gyar num che yang.
Okay, good. I don't know this quotation. Sorry?
Oh yeah, it's PHY.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes some sense. So it supports my asking you
To look at the original.
to go look at the original first. When you're dealing with scriptural quotations, go look at the original first. 3 different words in 5 lines. Okay, all right. And a lot of times these are quoted from memory. Okay, I don't know what this means. I'll tell you the words, and then next time. Are we out of time?
We're out of time.
I'll tell you what it means the next time. Okay, and we'll go find a commentary the next time. I won't do all the commentary searching during this class because it's too slow. We can't make any progress. So I'll go find the most interesting commentary. I'll cut it out and I'll put it under here, and we'll struggle through it together. We'll have fun with it together. But I'll save you the searching time, okay? Because I can do it faster because I can eliminate things that I know aren't relevant. Okay. Okay. Tsaso could mean grass, or it could mean root. Normally it's grass here. Sena, I'm guessing it means on the tip of a piece of grass. Okay. Lang Chengya, 100 elephants on a tip of a piece of grass. If it's what I think, but I could be totally wrong. That's why I always prepare for class. Munse Matong Yudoshe. They weren't there before, but now they are there. I can see them. Munse Matong. So 100 elephants that I didn't see before, now they're there. Yeah. I'm just guessing, okay? Deke Tangchen, Chugleshen. Deke Tangchen, the Sankhya's talk this way. Chugleshen, what's our I don't know, chuk can mean cow,
Right.
and it can mean rich.
Right,
It came from cows,
right.
and it can mean grossly mistaken.
Really?
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah. Lei Shen. So I don't know what it is here.
Other than
Ngotsar Chepa means amazing,
yeah.
totally amazing. Sujutsu. Go try to find someone who would talk like that. Go try to find someone who would say that. It's probably a criticism. Who the heck would say that? Okay. Gyu ni lengyan nam che yang. You can split the cause 1,000 times. Dot, dot, dot. Okay. There you go. Yeah, so, you know, normally I go prepare for class, I go read the commentary, I come in and I make sense of it. But it takes time. It takes a lot of time. You have to go through a couple commentaries and see what it means. So we'll do that process. I'll go get you the pieces. I'll go get you the coolest pieces, and you don't have to waste time going through them. Okay? And we will go back to that one. What was 527? Okay.
Sashi
Puki Joshin Meto Tam Vira Mingshi Nyende Gempadi Sangye Shindu Mikte Uargi Jokunanda Shinla Chuparsho Iram Guru Radha Mandala Kanya Tayami
Gewadi
Di Kerokun Sanam Yeshe Tsozo Shing Sanam Yeshe Le Chungwe Tamba Kuni Tobar Sho Achayi. Thank you for getting the quotations. You just saved me like
That's nice.
3 hours or something.
Good, okay.